A year and a half ago, I took the biggest challenge of my life. I was dropped in Erie, Pennsylvania in the dead of winter. I have never been to Erie, Pennsylvania. I had no money, no place to live, and didn't know a single soul. It all started as a $1 million bet I made to myself to prove the American dream is still alive. Underdog! I put my reputation on the line, going undercover, all to build Underdog, proving the dream is still alive. Not just for me, but everyone. You girls, man. Now, everything's changed. An Underdog and our American dream is under attack.
It's just really overwhelming.
It's obvious that the restaurant's in a tailspin.
What we're doing right now, we will never franchise.
If things don't change, then I can't stay here.
Your head's not in the game.
I can't breathe.
So now, it's time to fight back. The stakes are so high.
We might not have jobs after this.
And this time, it's time to get down, get dirty, and roll up our sleeves. It's personal. I've been back in Erie for weeks. How you doing? Helping the city's hardest hit businesses.
So then what we're gonna do is we're gonna have some fresh herbs in, and there you go. Boom.
You won't believe this.
You've increased your value by $750,000. But the whole time, Underdog has been in its own struggle for survival. And now I'm realizing it might be worse off than all of them.
You know, we are making barely a third of what we were doing last summer.
When we opened Underdog in 2019, it had all the potential in the world. But since we've reopened, after the COVID shutdown, our revenue has dropped to a third of what we did last year, and we're losing $10,000 a month. The problems all started with Cowboy Mike in the role of general manager.
There was a new dynamic added that just...
Order up! Order up! Come on. We're already going on 3 minutes. It would be my day off, and I'd be getting phone calls left and right. Mike hasn't even helped us. We're really busy.
I don't feel like Cowboy Mike abandoned us on purpose.
Since Cowboy Mike was such a big part of making Underdog a success, I made what I thought was a smart move and promoted him to general manager. We won Ribfest because of you. We put a great team together.
Yeah, that's hard to come by.
Yeah.
What else are we waiting on? Mike made some wrong calls, and I think they started to affect our shift leads, our managers. Yo, can I get a brisket? Sometimes you just gotta do it yourself. When it starts bleeding out like that, there's no more Band-Aids. You know, that's when you have to cut off the limb to survive.
Everything we worked so hard to build is on the line. If we fail now, it is like none of it mattered. And I can't let that happen. There's no room for error here. It's obvious that the restaurant's in a tailspin. When I launched Underdog, my dream was always to franchise. But you can't do that when your flagship restaurant is on the verge of collapse. So I'm going straight to the guy in charge. Mikey.
Colin.
How you doing?
Good. Can I get you a drink?
Yeah, you know, I'll take a water. That'd be good. So what's happening?
Oh, man. Getting through all this COVID business.
I wanted to talk and, you know, make sure we understood what's happening out here. And the reports, you know, have been kind of bleak numbers, you know, ever since you've taken over. You have to find a way to be the leader. And putting your heads in the sand never, ever accomplishes anything. To think about these people, right? They come in, and this isn't just what they do for fun.
Right.
They do this because it feeds their families, right? If they don't see things getting done, if they see the manager being distracted and not caring about their livelihood, they lose confidence.
If there is a friction in those conversations, I don't feel them.
The last time I was here, I could feel a cadence, I could feel a rhythm, I could feel everybody helping each other out, right? And now it's off. It's way off, right?
Can we pause? Because, like,
Are you gonna go?
I gotta be at the rehearsal in like 15 minutes.
Okay, then go, man. Your head's not in the game, I get it. I'm in the middle of probably Mike's most important conversation ever when it comes to the restaurant, and he cuts me off halfway through my sentence telling me he's gotta go to a wedding. All right, go do your thing. All right.
Thank you.
All right, Mike's priority obviously isn't the restaurant, and that's a shame. I'm gonna sit down with our team here and find out what's going on.
I think it's just poor management. Mike wasn't very present. Some days he would just stay in his office and we wouldn't see him.
What was he doing in there?
His other job.
His other job. Okay. What other job?
Telemarketing.
I had no idea Mike was moonlighting while being here at the office. I mean, I can understand why. Money froze up when everything shut down. But to be working another job while you're supposed to be running a restaurant is really poor decision-making. Is it a situation that you feel can be repaired with Mike?
If things don't change, then I can't stay here.
I lost all respect.
I don't feel like he is general manager material.
I didn't realize how bad the morale was in here. And that's such a big part of a restaurant.
I'm frustrated because every time we need him, he's let us down. And what we're doing right now, we will never franchise.
I have walked in to a show. It's one thing that the COVID world has changed the restaurants forever, but it's another thing when we have such an issue with our manager that everyone around them want to get up and leave. When I hear the ladies talking about him, I don't think they're talking about him to try to get Mike fired. They're just trying to tell me he is not qualified to be the general manager. And I happen to agree with them now that I keep gathering all this information. Cowboy Mike's been critical to Underdog's success story. He was the guy with the secret sauce that put Underdog on the map. But that doesn't mean he's the right guy for this role. And that's the hard conversation that we need to have. Something changed. As a general manager, as someone that everyone looks to, right? That role as general manager, because they're concerned about their livelihood, they're concerned about their families, and you're in there with the door locked doing another job. How do you think people feel?
Yeah.
You know, it's the trust factor that got broken. It's not that you're a bad guy. You've made bad choices. It's just facts, Mike.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. There's a million different things you can look back on and say, we could have done this better, but the fact is, you know, you said the facts.
When the employees lose that faith, you just can't get it back. This job may have been too big of a job for you. 'Cause I don't think the general manager role's right for you.
I understand.
Yeah, I appreciate everything, Mike. Without you, we wouldn't have this restaurant, so I do appreciate that.
Thanks, Colin.
All right, let's go. Being the owner, I need to show people that I have their back, that I care, that I'm listening. I've asked Mike to stick around for the meeting with the rest of the staff, and he's agreed. Mike may have messed up, but that doesn't make him the enemy. And I want them to know that he isn't leaving on bad terms. The average business in America has 27 days of working capital. And we're no different. But if we can't figure this out, I might sell the company. So I gotta make some changes. So I sat with Mike, and he's not gonna be here anymore. And actually, I think Mike wants to say a couple things.
Yeah, I'll just speak to everybody. You guys have been great. Katie, Envy, initial transition, you really stepped up. Pitt, do a great job.
I had a good teacher.
Thank you. Jen, always creative.
You changed who I was as a person. I'll always be grateful for that.
Ash, you've always been there for me. I know you're gonna do great things with these guys. Strong team. You're gonna do great. Yeah?
We're all human. We make mistakes.
Mike isn't just a coworker. He's one of my best friends. I want nothing more than to see him succeed.
You know, it's important to grow. You know, we grow from pain, we grow from learnings, we grow from a lot of different ways. And what I want to do is have Ashley step up to that general manager role that she deserves, that she earned. And we're gonna fight like hell for the next 27 days.
It's just really overwhelming. I've spent my whole life in the kitchen, and he's just like, okay, here, this is a GM role. It's a lot to turn around. It's gonna be nonstop.
Underdog has always been a hyper-local franchise model. Local barbecue, local beer, run by locals. But so far, I haven't been able to replace myself. RJ's apparel company took off, and he needs to focus on that. Matt Sanders got a big job running operations at the local social media company, and Cowboy Mike didn't have the leadership skills. So I'm hoping Ashley will finally be the right person. But I've got to throw her into the deep end to find out. All right, so I'm headed to see Ashley. You know, we've got a new valuation that's come back in. Let's see how it goes. Hello, ladies.
Oh, hey, how's it going, Glenn?
All right, how you doing?
Doing pretty good.
Good. Now, I have the valuation back. You know, when I look at this industry especially, I mean, it's been decimated. It's disappointing, you know, but it isn't exactly the number I was looking for. So I was coming in at 425,000.
It's unexpected to me, too. So I was thinking that we had broached the $1 million mark by now, you know?
Yeah, I think COVID really took us back, you know? When we launched Underdog last year, it was worth $750,000. So to see it fall so far so fast, it's just soul-crushing. The companies that are making it are ones that have figured out how to pivot.
I know that right now. Kind of feel like we're down and out, but like there's only up from here.
Underdog's currently valued at $425,000. We bring in $30,000 a month in sales, but between rent, insurance, payroll, and food costs, we're actually losing $10,000 every month. I'm setting our new target valuation at $750,000, setting us up to bring in $20,000 in profits after expenses, and getting us back to where we were when I left last year.
So are we gonna be doing another evaluation before the 27 days ends?
We're gonna be doing one at the 27th day, right?
All right.
No pressure. It's hard to look at something that you built, that you're so proud of, and see it failing. There are so many people that have worked so hard for this dream. I don't wanna let down those people. I don't wanna let down the city of Erie. Underdog Barbecue needs to change right now. We need to have a grand reopening to show Erie that we can pivot and emerge stronger than ever. And the clock is already ticking. We have just a little over 3 weeks to turn this entire place around. But before that, I need to see where we're going wrong. Everyone is on their best behavior when I'm around. So I'm calling in 2 outsiders they won't recognize as my spies.
Hey. What are you doing?
How you doing?
What are you doing driving this truck?
This is what you drive when you're out here. Wing Lam and Ed Lee, a couple of surfers from California who founded Wahoo's Fish Tacos all the way back in 1988, and among the first pioneers in fast casual dining. Today, they franchised more than 60 locations, and in 2018, generated over $65 million in revenue. Their expertise in restaurant operations is exactly what I need to turn Underdog around. And thank you guys, man, for being here.
You know, I'm getting a phone call from Glenn. It's like, I understand your brother Ed is the restaurant whisperer for Orange County, so maybe you guys can come out there and do this thing. And I'm like, you're crazy, but what the hell? Let's do this.
I'd like you guys to go in under the radar.
Yep.
And just check out everything you can think of that's gonna really help us raise the bar.
Glenn is asking us to basically take a look around, not only from a customer point of view, but as maybe a restaurant consultant point of view.
How many?
Hi, two for lunch.
Are we doing inside or outside?
Inside.
You guys can follow me. Then I'll be right back to get you set.
I let the staff know that the cameras will be filming restaurant patrons for part of the day, so they won't suspect Ed and Wing to be undercover.
Hi, guys. How are you today?
Good, how are you?
Good.
I'll try the brisket.
And can I do the rib platter?
Okay. I'll get that in for you.
Thank you. Is the bar open?
Yeah. There's beer and like a full liquor.
With the frozen pineapple orange, it's available?
Just one?
Just one.
Yeah.
Ooh. Ooh, that looks good.
Enjoy.
Thank you. I think it needs to be more, I don't know if the word is fruity, but you know what I'm getting at? Yeah. I don't think the person that is making our drink knows what she's doing. This is like a puree of a can of frozen oranges.
It needs to be moving forward, by the way.
Here comes our food, I think.
Thank you.
Go. Can I get you guys anything while I'm here?
No, that looks good.
Okay, thanks.
When the ribs first came out, I wasn't really sure if it was baby back or just a back.
All right. I got 3 ribs, and you got literally like a pound of meat.
Well, my brisket is cold.
Is it cold?
The one thing that they're supposed to be good at, really good at, is that barbecue, and it was cold. And that is such a disappointment.
We're big fans of the show. Is anybody from the cast around?
Ashley is. I'll try to get her out here.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
There's Ashley.
Nice to meet you.
We watched the show in California.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
We wanted to get one picture with somebody from the show.
Yeah.
I'm meeting Ed and Wing, and I'm pretty nervous because I want to hear all the bad stuff, and then again, I want it to be really good.
I saw a cocktail menu, so I ordered a pineapple slushy thing, right? But then he took one sip, I'm like, oh my God, you know, what happened here?
My meat came cold.
When I ordered the ribs, and it felt like I got a mac and cheese lunch with a side of ribs.
Portions, obviously, is an issue then. Listen to your toughest critics. In our personal lives, we surround ourselves with our biggest fans and supporters. But in business, that can work against us. We need to seek out tough feedback. It's not easy to hear, but as a business owner, it's one of the most valuable tools we have.
The things we ate could be just a little bit better.
It feels uncomfortable to be on this side of the tough love. This reflects not only on the restaurant, but on me personally. It's clear we have a lot of work to do here. So I'm gonna work up a plan with Ed and Wing to focus on our biggest shortcomings and places for opportunity. I really appreciate you guys going undercover for me. If this restaurant continues the way it is, I don't know if we could last another month. When you up too many times, there is no coming back. Do you remember these two? Ed and Wing have one of the most successful restaurant chains in California called Wahoo's Fish Tacos.
Oh, man.
Talk about people that know this business. It's my buddies here.
You know what's funny? You guys said that you came from California, and even part of me was just like, that's kind of crazy because, okay.
Yeah, it makes sense now.
Yeah.
So we figured we'd let them critique us, see what we're doing right, see what we're doing wrong, and how we can be better.
We'll take it all.
Yeah.
We'll take it all.
You know, we want to take today and really break down what we can do to improve, and I really want to get this right, because if we don't, like I said, there might be a for sale sign on the front doors. Look, I'm not trying to scare them, but it's really true that if we can't get our act together, I don't know that my heart's going to be in it.
Since Ed had the brisket, I know, here we go.
The main thing was that it was cold.
If anything, it sat there, or there isn't enough people in the back because we've been trying to keep labor down. So that's probably what happened, the reason why it sat there and if it got cold.
All right.
I had the ribs, and being a good rib lover, I felt a little ribbed off. Because, again, when you have a nice, baby back rib, they tend to be bigger in the middle and they tend to get smaller on the ends.
Luckily, he took a piece of mine, so it was even. But
we need to understand what a customer is thinking, right? Because it's so important that you guys turn your eyes into the customer's eyes and say, okay, how are they going to walk out? Because, again, they are our best and worst advertisers, right? They're the ones that are gonna either bring people back in for us or are gonna keep people away.
Right? We got the product, we just gotta be consistent on how we deliver it.
I've never in my life done something just to be good at it, done it to be great. If we ever wanna try to franchise, but it starts with you guys.
I hate to interrupt, but we actually have that order at 2 o'clock that we should probably start.
We should get going.
Yeah.
A big pickup order came in, which is great because Ed and Wing are masters at kitchen efficiency. And I'm sure after they see what happens here, they'll have a few notes.
Joe, you got 3 pounds of brisket, 4 pounds of pork, 2 pounds of turkey.
1 quart of beans, 2 quarts of mac, 15 cornbread.
Turkeys are the bane of my existence.
We gotta find a better system. As I'm watching the staff, I'm like, my God, this is crazy.
You good with mac sauce?
Randy, can you grab me some tongs, please?
But we just gotta be more efficient. When you start moving too much in a kitchen,
you're wasting valuable time. You're bumping and turning, crossing over the other employees.
That was awesome. These girls are on it. These girls knocked it out.
This catering order shows me 2 things. 1, our kitchen setup is not ideal. And 2, catering is a huge moneymaker if we can get it right. It's something we need to capitalize on fast.
I spent a lot of time trying to get a little chart together, of the kitchen. We gotta figure out how to make this thing flow better. So think of it this way, right? Who goes first? Anybody here left-handed? We're all right-handed, right? Everything goes this way.
That prep table should be utilized better. So when Jen gets the order, she yelled back to you guys, I need a mac, I need this, I need that. She plates both sides here. She's got all the plates ready. She's moving it over here. You're gonna finish it with the meats here. Pick up, they're done.
Scoop and go, scoop and go.
Because then the meats are going out fresh, too. They're the last thing on the plate.
Yeah, they should not be sitting in that window.
Correct. 15 seconds, that meat is going out the door.
It'll save you a lot of time and consistency.
And when Wing and Ed came, and they were just like, you could be utilizing this space a lot more efficiently than what you guys are doing. And I'm like, he's right. Like, what are we doing?
Ed and Wing are really helping fine-tune the operations. But outside, we have a major image problem. Underdog's patio is telling everyone who drives by that this place is a ghost town. And it's a huge missed opportunity to increase revenue with additional seating during the pandemic restrictions. This has 0 personality, 0.
Maybe lose these strings and put more of the barricade style with maybe planters
A little
on top.
picket fence going down here.
Yeah, or a little fence right here.
A yard. I could see us putting a big doghouse here and then saying, bring your pups on Sunday or something,
Oh, that'd
right?
be cool. So that could be an Instagrammable moment that we were talking about.
Let's do this.
I've done a lot of soul searching for my blind spots regarding Underdog. And with Ed and Wing's help, I've got a plan to jumpstart our 3 biggest problem areas. 1, takeout city. Right now, Underdog is 100% reliant on in-restaurant dining, and it's killing our numbers. We need to up our takeout game, taking food out where people can grab it and go. 2, building a boneyard. Our patio is uninviting and underutilized. We need to reinvent the deck and parking lot into our very own signature boneyard, a place that will not only quadruple our capacity, but also hopefully up our profits. And 3, find our alpha underdog. It wasn't Cowboy Mike, and Ashley still has a lot to prove. She has the heart, but is she management material? The next 23 days will make or break both Ashley and the future of Underdog.
Hello?
Hello.
I have to talk to you face to face because it's pretty important.
I'm on my way. Ashley's calling me in. She wants to talk to me, and, you know, that's usually not a good sign. Hey, what's happening?
A lot, really. So, unfortunately, Katie, you know, she hasn't shown up to 2 of her shifts. So Katie's been with us since the beginning. We've been through so much, and I think she had a really good repertoire with the front of the house. I wrote her up for both the times, but I said, you know, I'll give you another opportunity to come sit down. We'll talk it out. She never showed up to that meeting. That's like her walking away. There was no follow-through. There was no communication. Like, we were all best friends, and it brought on a lot of unnecessary stress. We're gonna have to figure out who's gonna be that support for front of the house.
Ashley needs to take control. It's her ship. She's in there every day. She needs to make sure she's making these decisions. It's not mine. We need to make sure that she does it, and I support her.
With everything going on, I really am looking for someone that's a little bit more reliable for the position of front of the house manager.
I mean, we've been in a tight deadline, and we need your team to be tight as well.
Exactly.
Right? Again, we're in a tight timeline right here.
Right.
This is all about you stepping up.
I have an idea of what I'm gonna do next, but I just need to take a breath before I make that decision. Sounds
All right.
good.
Well,
Thanks for your time.
All right,
I'll see
thanks. Bye-bye. The whole thing with Katie has been a big blow to morale for the underdog team. If they want any chance of meeting their deadline, Ashley needs to replace Katie today. So I've asked her to gather the core team together to hear her decision and figure out where we go from here. I want to ask you, Ashley, I mean, you know, you've just gone through this transition now with Katie. Where are you? And tell me what you feel like you're...
So I feel like with Katie's departure, we've all kind of picked up the slack, you know what I mean? But Jen, you, more than anyone's really stepped up. I mean, you're communicating with the front of the house. You know, you're taking the initiative, and I think that I want to shift you, you know, to be front of the house manager.
When you're in a position to hire a manager, try to promote from within. The message you want to send to your employees that there's room for advancement. If someone isn't given the promotion now, at least it will show them that it's possible to move up. And hopefully, they'll work harder to be chosen the next time the opportunity arises.
You deserve it. You really do deserve it. I'm really proud of you.
Thank you. I feel confident in us, obviously, but I also feel confident in the serving staff. Like, we got a really good team. The majority of my experience is in front of the house. If you value your team, you're gonna see that put back into the customer experience, back into the business. It's just, it's better for everyone.
We have a lot to figure out. Everybody's got to pivot to their new roles. You guys ready? You ready, Jen?
I'm ready.
All right. We have just over 2 weeks until the grand reopening, but there's still a ton of work to be done here.
Or Joel, can you take this over there? Give them 2 sides in this one.
One of Underdog's biggest problems has been its lack of takeout. It should be 30 to 40% of its overall sales and a major insurance policy against COVID restrictions. So Ashley took it upon herself to launch Underdog's first takeout pop-up.
This is keeping it warm. Until we start getting some people, we'll just keep everything shut.
I've set the sales goal for $400 for today's event. If Ashley can hit that and take out sales every day, it'll add almost $150,000 a year to Underdog's revenue.
We need to make more money. We need to get more people up in here. Let's go. I transformed into my alter ego barbecue to try and get some business off the road. Want to catch people's eyes.
Just down the road is Presque Isle, an outdoor area people are flocking to in summer. It brings a steady stream of hungry customers who want convenience and quality. And that creates a huge sales opportunity for us.
Yay, we got one!
So we just were really excited. We advertised this event yesterday night, and people were really excited to see online that we were doing something like this, because obviously with COVID, people want to still like social distance, you know, and stay safe. And this is a good option right now for people who want to do takeout but don't want to go inside. I really don't want this to be uneventful, because this blows. I'm just saying, we need to show Glenn, Ed, and Wing that we're turning around. Otherwise, we might not have jobs after this. Yeah, it's actually the first day that we're doing this.
I love the idea.
At 40?
What sounds good for today? I do take cash. Sausage today, we got turkey, we got St. Louis and baby back ribs. Let me get that ready for you, all right? Total's gonna be $40.28. Thank you very much.
Not a problem.
Oh, thank you so much, I appreciate that.
Is that you, Ashley?
Yeah, that's me. We're trying to bring in some business.
So I like the idea.
This won't be a one-time event, you know, this is definitely something that we plan on doing in the future. We might do something like more of a drive-through or a drive-up than like a park and walk-up.
And this is what it's about. Get creative in the neighborhood. You're committed.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Pivots like this are what make the difference between rising to an occasion or sitting on the sidelines and waiting to fail.
Roberta, we don't have pulled pork nachos.
She knows. They're doing it with.
We got pretzels down. We got loaded sweet potato tots going.
Business is starting to pick up thanks to the changes we've implemented. Ashley's really taking charge in a way that, quite frankly, I'm a little surprised by. I mean, I knew she was talented in the kitchen, but she is really coming into her own as GM.
It's getting there.
When you're done in the kitchen, find Andrea.
Okay, what's wrong?
But it's just better if you talk to her.
Jen comes up and mentions, hey, when you're done with this, you should talk to Andrea, accountant.
I was in the bank account and noticed that $60,000 is missing.
I find out that $60,000 roughly was taken out of the account. Hey, I need to take a couple minutes really quick, all right? Joel, keep an eye on chicken. I'll be right back. I look at that bank account every single day. I talk to Andrea every single day to know exactly where we're at. $60,000 just got pulled.
What's going on? $60,000 was just taken from the bank account. That's everything that we've worked so hard to make.
All right, thanks. All right, bye.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Is everything all right?
No, everything's fine. As a manager, if you have $60,000 taken out of your account, I need to know, one, said, don't worry, it's all right. Him and our accountant out in California had a discussion yesterday, and it was just like a quick decision to pull the money and kind of decide what they wanted to do with it. And I understand that there's a lot of things behind the scenes, but I'm responsible for that money in that account and knowing where it's going. Let's try that chicken.
The account Ashley has been watching is used to run the day-to-day operation, and there was more than what was needed. So I decided that we should create an emergency fund for Underdog. But before I could tell Ashley, she caught it. And that tells me that she's on top of her game, and that's the level of attention to detail that I wanted Underdog. Time is rapidly slipping away. We've got just over a week left until the reopening. I'm dropping by Underdog today to check in on Ashley. Our numbers are up almost 20% versus last week, but we still have a long way to go, and I need to make sure that Ashley can handle the pressure, because it's only gonna get harder from here. So since we had Wing and Ed in here, you have your list. How's it kind of pacing along?
We have a lot of like things internally that we're changing, like stuff that I didn't really know just doing the kitchen, like learning how to, you know, manage people's time clocks and getting new people in there and an inventory and portioning out everything more. So we're just trying out little things like that.
I want to keep you guys on task, right? But you know, there's a lot to do. I just saw a bunch of to-go orders. That's good, right? And I want to just emphasize that, I mean, in the past, you know, we failed, I'd say, when, you know, COVID hit. And we did not work very well with, you know, our to-go orders. You know, we just didn't have the feeling of readiness, you know, and now it's game on.
Hey, Mindy, I heard you might need some help.
Yes!
Yeah? I'll roll my sleeves up. Let's do this.
So your dad made this thing.
Yep.
Oh, and I love the color. It matches the door
It's
and everything.
perfect. It's perfect.
The dog house. Here we go. In the dog house.
Oh, my God.
Well, thank you again. That's wonderful.
I love you.
Right,
I
love you
appreciate it.
too.
Thanks again. We're in the final days of our 27-day window, and everyone is working hard to get ready for the grand reopening. If we want any chance of getting our revenue back to where it was, it starts here. Since capacity can only be at 25%, we need to quadruple the seating to offset our losses.
No pressure.
Little pressure.
There's pressure.
Failure is not an option. If this place goes down, we're going down with it. It's gonna be a lot of work.
Lots of pressure. Today is a big day. It's the grand reopening of Underdog, and I've invited the whole town to come and celebrate.
The mayor's in the doghouse.
I wouldn't miss it.
Now we're at the place to be.
There's no bigger stage for Ashley to prove that all of her blood, sweat, and tears has finally paid off.
This is going to table 21, please, thank you. So this is 3 meat, 2 meat. 3 meat, 2 meat.
To make sure that nothing is overlooked, I've brought in some experts to keep a close eye on the kitchen. We'll go up here and surprise them a little bit. Hello, guys. There she is. There you are.
Hey.
Look at who I brought in.
Oh, my gosh.
We're back.
They came back.
Seeing you.
Hey.
It's kind of funny. They weren't expecting us to show up.
You know, ever since you guys came, literally everything's turned around so much. This has been nothing but good things, you know? 1, 2. Okay, that finishes that table. I need you to run this basket of fries and the pretzel fries. This goes to 105.
She's taking charge, and that's what we needed her to do.
Okay, so go get that, and I got this.
So the new flow of the kitchen is way better. All the changes they made was amazing. Night and day since our first visit 3 weeks ago.
You got a minute? You can show them maybe around a little bit?
Come on. So out here, it's a lot different than the last time, right?
Great.
No, this looks really good. Instead of a junkyard, you got a boneyard.
Exactly. Swing and Ed definitely deserve the credit because they presented the facts and then helped us change. I've been seeing more familiar faces coming. I've consistently heard this is the best it's ever been, and that's what we want to hear.
How's everything?
Very good. Those ribs were delicious.
All right, yeah.
A little more food.
I'm so thankful that they were able to do that for us.
Food was fantastic.
One critique. It would be pick up this restaurant and move it to Indiana, Pennsylvania, so I don't have to drive 3 hours to eat here.
Underdog has come a long way. They embrace giving customers the option to dine the way they want, while increasing our revenue streams with the new takeout options and patio seating. Ashley has proven that she's worthy of her hard-earned general manager title by stepping up and leading the team. She's earned the trust from everyone on the staff and become the backbone of the organization. We had a great grand reopening today, and it made me realize that maybe there needs to be a local owner, somebody that's gonna care just as deeply as I do and have the ability to make decisions that will keep this from failing. The idea came to me that maybe I need to sell it to somebody that's going to be able to be there 24/7. Now that I made my decision, it's time to tell Ashley. I just hope she can handle it. We have a restaurant that went from $750,000 down to $425,000. The kitchen was a mess. Takeout was dismal. The outside of the place looked horrific, you know? The inside, there was so much going on that you stepped into. I mean, this would not have happened without you. And I'm really proud to show you that we went from $425,000 to $800,000 in 27 days. Almost doubled it. Right when the summer started, when I came, a busy day was $2,000. What did you do in sales at the grand reopening?
We did about 8,000.
Think about that. 400% increase. You tripled our average for half a year, and you did it in 1 month.
Learn from the best, man.
You should be proud.
I am. So you selling?
And I've thought a lot about it. And I'm still gonna sell the restaurant. But I'd like to see if you'd like to buy it. How about the number that I started with? Give me a check for $100, we call it even. What do you say?
You're joking, dude. You're joking.
You deserve it. This will be the first franchise restaurant. That's how I'm looking at this. You deserve it. You worked your ass off.
I can't breathe. Can I give you a hug?
Can you give me a hug?
Thank you. This is gonna change my life.
Ashley will be the owner of the original flagship Underdog restaurant, while I work with her to franchise it into what will hopefully be a national chain, each location focused on hyper-local food and drink, and each one run locally by and for the people of that city.
You always have something up your sleeve, man.
What are you talking about? I mean, I said I was gonna sell, didn't I? Let's go tell these guys. What do you think?
I might pass out right now. Like, I'm not kidding.
I hope that Ashley makes this her career. I hope that Ashley gets to pass this on to somebody in her family. I hope that this restaurant will last and be a staple in Erie for years and years and years to come. Before I decided that Ashley would take over, I met with RJ and Dawn and all the others that have been a part of building up Underdog. They all agree Ashley has earned the right to call this her business. And this has been a long, hard 27 days on you guys. And I really absolutely appreciate all the hard work that everybody put into this. I'm really sorry, but I want to sell the place, you know? So that's what I'm gonna do. And so I figured, you know, shoot, I started with $100, so why don't I just sell it to Ashley for $100? Feels pretty fair.
What? I literally don't even know what to say.
I'm like freaking out.
Come there, I'll squeeze.
You guys worked your tails off. All of you. So you all deserve it. I'm proud of you all. My plan was always to give Underdog back to the people who helped build it. Turns out that it was Ashley and her team all along. I know in my heart that this was the right decision and brings my journey in Erie full circle. There's nobody that deserves this more than you guys, and I can just help mentor you, and I'm really happy.
You have no idea.
All right, we need a picture. To me, the American dream means that there is opportunity. There is a chance for anyone to take a dream, an idea, and go out and do it, live it, and grow. When I first came to Erie, I had 90 days to prove that the American dream was still alive. This time, my challenge was even harder. Just 27 days to save that dream for the city's hardest hit businesses, including my own. Now, a few months later, Underdog is doing better than ever. And across the city, we've added almost $2 million in value to the city's businesses, proving that with hard work and constant innovation, anyone can make a comeback. It's on all of us to save these businesses, not just in Erie, but in every city in America. These businesses are our hopes and dreams realized. They employ our families. allow our cities to grow, shape the way we live, and strengthen our communities. The American dream isn't the end goal. It's just the beginning. It's something much bigger than all of us.